Hello, two friends. My name is Constance, and this is Cruelty Free Musings. Welcome to an eyeshadow collection. I have decided that I want to start doing a makeup collection series. So I figured I would start by swatching my single eyeshadows. Hooray! Okay, so let's begin with ColourPop. Yes, this is a ColourPop palette. I did have some of the quad things, but the inserts annoyed me. And I got rid of them before I discovered that you could pull the inserts out and throw those away and then fit more shadows in there. I mean, it's overkill. I have plenty of space. All the shadows that I'm about to show you fit in this other Z palette. All of them, even though they're separated into two palettes, I just figured it's easier to group them by brand. So let's start by swatching my ColourPop collection. All right. So I have not used these shadows a whole lot. These were my first foray into single eyeshadows. In particular, this group here were my first foray into single eyeshadows. I was like, okay, well, I need a peachy transition and like a warm brown and a cool brown and then a deepening neutral brown, and then I like blue and green, so let's also try and incorporate some of that. Sorry, the lighting is really terrible. This is green, I promise. And then later on, when I had gotten a little bit more into single eyeshadows and I was like, okay, I kind of get what I want out of this, that's when I acquired these three. And you can see that this line here is a lot more cohesive. So, getting to the swatching, let's swatch all of the neutrals first. Okay. Let's swatch. All right. That is my peachy transition shade. It is really nice that a shade is running late. Then this is a brown. It is called Wake Up Call. And this is a brown. Look, they're basically the same. This one is Bel Air. So this one is a little bit warmer and this one's a little bit more neutral. And then this is a dark brown. I did do a pretty decent job. This one is called Lil Burt. I did do a decent job of picking colors that worked well with my skin tone, in contrast to my forays into Sydney Grace, which we will see very shortly. Okay, now the second quad. This, you can kind of see that that's green. Look, I'll build it up for you. Because ColourPop shadows, their pressed formula, it has its faults, but it does build nicely. This one is called Checkmate. Look, you can't really see it, but it is a nice color, I promise. If you see some staining down here, it's possibly a shadow that I swatched earlier. One never knows. All right. Now this bright blue matte. I got these two with the concept of this will be my transition shade, this will be my crease shade. It works decently well for that. They do match very nicely. This one is called Muscle Beach. You can tell that this was the summer collection. I think last year or the year before. This is basically the same shade, but in a shimmer formula. This one is Tiny Tangerines, and then this one, this navy blue shimmer, I purchased this before I really realized that I'm not much into blues. That one is two-piece, but it is pretty. I feel like I should use it more. All right, clean off my fingers. Clean, clean, clean. Clean, 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 clean. Squeaky clean. They might not squeak, but they do appear not to have powder on them. All right, next up is Team Captain, because I was really getting into green. And it is a really nice olivey deepening color. Does it look super green on the eyes? No. Is it a nice green though? Yes. This one I believe is Bashful. It is. Good job me knowing the shadows that I actually use. It's a really pretty, like, neutrally kind of greeny gold shimmer. And then this is Rosé All Day, which is a beautiful green gold. I love Rosé All Day so much. Now, why is it Rosé All Day when rosé is pink? Who knows? But shadow is dang pretty. So that is my ColourPop shadow collection. Moving on to this lovely palette. I purchased this Z palette from Luxie Beauty. It is a collaboration between, I put my finger in a shadow, boo. It didn't damage it. It just got some pretty green on my finger. Yes, spoiler alert, I do have some Luxie shadows. I purchased this with my one and only, yes, my one Luxie Beauty shadow order. And this has my Sydney Grace collection. Let me get in frame. Okay, so this and these 9, this is my Sydney Grace collection. You can kind of see what I mean about the dark green mattes that are going to all show up the same on my skin. And if you don't right now, trust me, you will once we get into the swatches. And then this is my Luxie collection. Very glittery, lots of shinies. And then this is my Divina collection. Look, it's green and purple, everyone's shocked. Okay, let us start by swatching the Sydney Grace section. Some of these are new. You will have seen those in the haul. This is Sea Breeze. It is a beautiful transition shade, or it is also pigmented enough to put over the inner third of your eye and be a bright matte inner third. That is what's going on today, actually. That is why I showed. So that is Sea Breeze. It is a decent transition on me. I prefer it as part of a gradient, but it is a decent transition on me. This is Sea Siren? Siren Call. And let's just swatch these other mattes and get it out of the way. Look, that looks basically the same. A little more blue, maybe. That one is Lost. And then this one is Moss. It's my newest addition. This is called Pale People Problems. But look, these shadows are really pigmented and beautiful, and they do blend out differently a little bit. They're a little different when they're blended out. Like they're not different enough that I could use them all in the same look, which is what I bought them with the intention of doing, but I can use them with other shadows and they will look different in combination with those other shadows. So there's that. They don't look exactly the same when they're actually applied to the eye, but three mattes from Sydney Grace look like one. That one you can tell is different. That one is lost. It's one that I'm persistently drawn to when I'm browsing Sydney Grace's website. And then I remember that I have it and that it does not look like the swatches on me. This is Palm Trees. This is new. It is a pretty satiny deep green. This is Sunshine. Or Sunbeam? Sunbeam. That was part of my first Sydney Grace order, and it is beautiful, and I should wear it more. This is Golden Rose. It was part of my January haul. This is Berry Fizz. Likewise. I feel like those two would go well together. Just, side notes. Berry Fizz, Golden Rose, probably a good pairing. Dry off the fingers. All right. And then we have Unpredictable. Let's be in frame. Nice deepish mauve. And then Predictable. Nice lighter mauve. Transition. Deepener. Liner maybe. If I feel like doing a monochromatic Sydney Grace look, I can. In a couple of different ways. It's easier with the purple mauve end of the spectrum though, because the green end of the spectrum is pretty much all the same. Guys, looking at swatches that are swatched on skin similar to your skin tone is actually super relevant. Looking at swatches on tan and deep skin does absolutely nothing to inform me how things will look on my slightly pinker than the walls complexion. All right, so that was Sydney Grace. Let's move on to Luxie Beauty. This one is super glittery and beautiful and metallic. That one is Starboy. This one is Limelight. They look the same on camera, but if you have, okay, there you go. You can see it there. That is a little bit more purple, and that one, you can't really see it, but that one is Limelight Flashes green. This one is Genesis. Look at that taupey silver. Isn't it pretty? Then this one is probably my favorite of my Luxie shadows. Certainly my most used. That one is Spyro. You can tell it's most used because I didn't have to look at it to tell you that, yes, in fact, it is Spyro. And yes, maybe part of it is that I love the video game. Not that I've ever played Spyro, but I love watching Spyro. Isn't Spyro cute? He's a little purple dragon, and he hops around, and he flies around, and he finds eggs and collects shiny things. We have something in common, right? Purple, like shiny things. Okay, this is a green. I think this is Urbane. Yes. Skills. And then this is a yellow-green called Slither. Another one of my favorites. Let me smooth out that chunk. Yes. Look at them, they're so pretty and shiny. Yes, my Looksy collection is entirely shimmers, and I'm not mad at it at all. Let's do Divina now. Alright, so let's do the purples and then the greens. Alright, this is Lust. A nice pretty kind of blue purple. This one is Ursula, one that I'm perpetually drawn to when browsing the Divina site. And then this one is Royal. Look at that trio, isn't it pretty? I mean, I typically do Lust all over the lid and then deepen with Ursula, but I could also do Lust all over the lid and deepen with the Royal. But I mean, these are all shimmers. They're none of them super high impact shimmers, so they are great for sort of blending into the crease in addition to adding a little bit of shine to the lid. I particularly love, or I don't know if I've ever tried it, but I feel like pairing Sea Siren. Look. Can you see it? It's a blue-purple shift. Maybe you can see it. It's a blue-purple shift. I feel like this would go really well with those. I really like purple right now. What can I say? All right, next up, greens. Again, swatching lightest to darkest. This one. Oh gosh, that reminds me so much of Seafoam. This one is Acapulco. Another one that I tend to be drawn to. This one is a bluer green. That's a nice teal. This one is called Sago. And then this one is what I generally pair with Acapulco. And then like this one is Spectral. And then like deepen with Team Captain. Pretty shiny. All right, so this is my Divina collection. Look at my shadows, aren't they pretty? They are. Yes, thank you for agreeing. I think so. My shadows are beautiful. If they were not, I would not have bought them. Right, because that's the goal. Buy things that you love. All right, so this has been my single shadow collection. I hope you enjoyed or learned something or both. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.